This week I'm Dumbo.
No, you're not.
Okay. The time is right. We're feeling tight. Let's have a drink or two.
Down, down.
The cans are cracked. The boys are back. We're gonna talk shit at you.
Down, 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 down.
Small town drunks. Small town drunks.
I just spilled whiskey all over myself.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hello, welcome to Small Town Drunks. I'm Mike.
I'm Nate.
Not good. We are the Small Town Drunks podcast where a couple of drunk idiots talk all things nerdy. How you doing, Nate?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You fucking, I hate it when you do that to me, man.
What?
I ask you questions and you're just like, yeah, I'm okay.
That's how I live my life, man. I'm
That's alright.
Just hanging in there.
What are you drinking, man?
Corona.
Coroni?
Coroni.
Is that a Corona and a Peroni mixed together?
Let's say, yeah, it's exactly that. Nice. I wish. That would probably taste horrible.
Definitely.
I'm not a big fan of Peroni,
No, me
actually.
neither, man. No.
I find it quite dense
Yeah.
in flavour.
Like you.
What does that mean? What? Do you worry that big whiskey's gone off, if it can? Do you reckon that it's aged and matured with time?
I was going to say, isn't whiskey supposed to get better with time?
It definitely doesn't with that stuff.
Definitely not, no. On the plus side, though, we are going to run out of that big famous grouse bottle.
Yeah, we're down to the last.
So that's what we shot in this week, and we probably should have mentioned that.
Nah.
Right.
Because of the record temperatures, I have a water here as well.
No, can you say that one more time?
The record temperatures.
That is not what you just said a minute ago.
What did I say?
Record temperatures.
Record temperatures.
Record temperatures.
Record temperatures.
You have a water bottle.
Yeah. Because it's good to stay hydrated. PSA, stay hydrated.
Yeah, also, drinking water doesn't sober you up, right? It just hydrates you.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Do you not think
Fun fact.
doing this fucking... That is a fun fact.
Fun fact.
Do you not think, like, doing this podcast, I've tried to work out ways to sober up? Because sometimes I've got shit to do after this.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I got to get on with my life.
I finish this and go and try and do paperwork.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good.
And I've, like, looked every trick in the book. Like, how do you sober up quicker? Spoiler alert, you don't.
Yeah, there basically is no way.
You just got to let it run its course.
Yep. Okay, anyway. So, what
Sorry.
you watching, man?
Right.
Here we go. Oh, fucking hell. He's just like pulled out a piece of paper and dropped the bottom of it and it's rolled out the door. Like
It's just full of racist comments as well. No, it's not. I hope. I hope I brought the right list with me.
Entitled EDL.
EDL.
Why I love the EDL.
Yeah, it's just bad words. I watched a film called Death of Stalin, or The Death of Stalin.
Yes. I have not seen it.
No, I didn't think you would.
No, I think I've heard of it though. Any good?
Yeah, it came out last year. It's by the guys who did, like... Wow, what's the sitcom called? In the Thick of It, or...
Yes, yeah.
There was a film as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, the one that's about political stuff.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
about political stuff.
Comedy. It's like a comedy version of House of Cards, almost.
Yeah, and British.
Isn't? Yeah,
it's like very
he's
dry.
like a fixer, isn't he, for like politicians that get awkward?
I guess so. Yeah, that's in that TV show. But Death of Stalin takes place as Stalin dies. You know, the events surrounding his death.
Yeah,
it's a very, very dark comedy. It stars Steve Buscemi, Jeffrey Tambor,
yes,
Michael Palin,
ooh,
and it's basically the heads of state running around like headless chickens after Stalin dies, all trying to grab power,
right?
Done in a very funny way. One of my favorite sort of scenes to it is they discover.
Wait, Nate, what's your favorite scene?
One of my favorite sort of scenes to it when they discover Stalin's dead, and like they've been under this like regime of like oppressive sort of terror, and they've had to like, you know, say they love him and stuff like this. So in front of each other, they're being like, "Oh God, the glorious Stalin is dead." Like each one of them in turn sort of goes to kneel down by his body. And then everyone goes, "Oh Jesus, oh he's pissed himself." And then like someone else would come in and they'll be like, "Don't kneel in the piss." Like he's got piss all over his trousers. Like,
are they all British?
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, they no one bothers doing like a Russian accent because the director thought it would kind of take away from the humor.
So it's like British humor.
And Tambor and Buscemi are like American accents as well.
Course,
yeah. So everyone speaks their sort of native accent, apart from Jason Isaacs. Derulo. Why is Jason Derulo in a film about Stalin?
Because he's riding solo. I don't know. I don't know what. I'm sorry. I apologise. I'll cut that out.
Yeah, cut that.
No.
I know you won't. Yeah.
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs. Yeah, he puts on a northern accent for some reason because he's like this bolshy general. But yeah, like the funniest film I've watched this year. It came out last year, but fuck it. Yeah, Death of Stalin. Check it out if you like really dark comedies.
I will check it out.
Quite British comedy as well.
I will definitely have a look.
What have you been watching?
I watched I, Tonya.
Mm.
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah?
Really fucking good, man.
Never heard of it.
Shut up. You're joking, bro.
No, yeah, I didn't.
You haven't heard of I, Tonya?
No.
About Tonya Harding, the ice skater. Margot Robbie's the lead.
Oh!
Came out last year, I think.
I knew that Margot Robbie was going to be in a film about ice skating.
Yeah, it's that one.
That's all right.
So it's basically like she's like a kind of redneck hillbilly, but she ice skates, and the ice skating world doesn't like her because of her background.
Oh, okay. So it's like Blades of Glory.
Yeah, it's just like Blades of Glory. But
she's like the Will Ferrell character from
and then
Blades of Glory.
There's this whole sort of thing happens where her ex-husband tries to like put one of the other girls out of the competition by like breaking her leg or something. But yeah, it's super good, man. It's more about like her life and like especially her growing up and stuff. Margot Robbie's amazing in it.
It's a biopic, is it?
Yeah, it is a biopic.
Okay. Biopic.
Yeah.
Thank God we have these pop filters, otherwise that pop would have been deafening.
Pop. And you said you never pop.
What?
Pop. Anyway, yeah, I, Tonya. It's real good. It's real good. I watched Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Finally got around to it. And like fucking incredible, right?
Yeah, it's very colourful.
So, is that why you liked it? Because it's pretty colours?
Yeah, I like all the scenes where it's all purple and stuff.
Purple's my favourite colour.
It's my favourite colour too.
What?
We do this every time we get drunk. We tell each other our favourite colour. We high five and then we forget.
I literally didn't know that.
No, I know you didn't. Last time I told you it, which was about 2 months ago.
Oh, sweet. We are best friends.
Yeah.
I remember when you saw it and you were telling me about it, and I said, like, is it just Iron Man, but it's getting all this hype because it has, like, black characters and strong female leads and stuff like that? And you said no, and I totally agree with you. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Everything about it. I also think it's amazing that, like, finally we've got a big budget Hollywood movie that is, like, all black cast set in, like, an African country. And, like, the fact that, like, all his bodyguards are women and stuff like that, like... Yeah, like finally,
it breaks a lot of like societal norms.
Yeah,
and, like shakes things up, and it's
proper diversity.
It's really nice to see it.
There's going to be more. There needs to be more.
Of course,
it is nice that like Marvel, who probably make the biggest movies in the world at the moment, have done that, and it's been successful, and people like it. Because they should. Because why wouldn't they? Like,
I think there is still like reason to be cautious because a bunch of old white men basically pushed that film out the door.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like the black community have embraced it and stuff like that, and so they should because it's a really good sort of beacon of what black film blockbusters can be.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like there's a bunch of white dudes sat in a thing somewhere being like, we could do this, I bet. And it would make us a lot of money.
Like
I'm just cynical.
It's nice that the world has embraced it.
Yes, that's the good thing.
It's not the black community that embraced it. The fact that all communities embraced it because it's a good film.
Yeah.
And regardless of the colours of the characters and stuff like that. Like, yeah, but also I thought it was great. The writing's good. I really like Michael B. Jordan in it as the bad guy. I think he's as Kilgrave. No, that's Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Killmonger,
yes. Yeah, I thought he was cool in that. The little one-on-one fights they have are really cool.
They're cool. The film, it does tend to repeat, though.
Yes,
we
it does.
basically get the same fight scene. Like, there's that 20 minutes, which basically could be lost because it's the same same thing.
But yeah, cool. You been playing anything this week?
I've been... Well, mate, cool.
Don't you call me that. Don't you fucking call me that.
You ever played a game called Dying Light?
No.
I got a bit of history with the producer, the publisher, the developer, whoever it was. Deep Silver. A game came out a while ago called Dead Island.
Yeah, I know Dead Island.
Yeah, it came out when they announced it. They gave it a really emotional cinematic teaser trailer, which kind of
what are we talking about? Dead Island?
For Dead Island.
Yes.
Which it made the game look like it was going to be a much more emotional experience, maybe with a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I remember was it the slow-mo trailer?
It's they're there.
They're
there.
Yes.
I do have a fat tongue. You're right, listener.
But yeah,
I quit. I quit the shit.
So yeah, I remember the trailer for Dead Island looked awesome, and then the game
was pretty pants. Like, came out, it was hokey.
it was
dumb.
grindy.
Grindy, like nothing like the teaser kind of made out it would be. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never buying another game from this studio again. And then a few years ago, because it's quite old now, Dying Light came out. And everyone was telling me I should play it. And I was like, no, these guys fucked me over. I'm not doing it. And it came on sale recently and I bought it. And yeah, Dying Light's fucking top. Free running meets, zombie apocalypse or a quarantine city, which is interesting because it's like, you know, still dealing with the rest of the world being uninfected and like looking down on this one kind of fictional Middle Eastern Western city. Yeah. And like you're an agent sent in there to like find some research for a cure, but you get caught up with all the locals and stuff like that.
Okay.
But not just that, the gameplay is fucking
it's like
fun as fuck.
Mirror's Edge meets
Yes, it is.
Meets Dead Island.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Is that that's the impression I got from it.
Yeah.
You are pouring whiskey all over the living room.
Let's go and burn this motherfucker down. So I think you'll find a Studio
One. This is Studio One, right?
I guess so.
Is it shot time?
Yeah.
What was that?
That was me telling you to do your fucking shot.
Oh.
The only problem I had with it, the ending is a bit... I'm going to watch man throw up today.
Yeah, you are. I'm hungover. It's incredibly hot.
The ending is quick-timey for the sequence.
Okay.
And it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger.
So you completed it?
I completed it, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a rarity for me these days.
Yeah.
There is like a big expansion DLC I think follows on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Dying Light 2 looks cool from E3 though. But anyway, have you played anything?
So I've been getting more into Fallout 4. Actually started playing it a bit and sort of getting somewhere. It's alright.
It's a good way to start getting into it.
Yeah, it's I think it's you told me it's much more actiony than RPG.
Yeah,
like, they move Fallout in that direction, right? I've noticed that like there's a lot more enemies to fight and it's fun though. I really like it.
It is a fun game. As an RPG kind of guy, it was a bit disappointing.
It doesn't seem for me. It's not quite as immersive or massive as the other ones of the previous installments.
No.
You right there? You just look like you'd lost something.
No, I just realised I don't think we have any more beers on the table, do we?
No, we don't. It's alright. We can get some. I'll cut it out.
All right. Are you drunk?
Yeah. I was drunk when you got it. And I've been playing Peggle.
Peggle?
I fucking love Peggle.
Is that the one where she straps it on? Hey!
Yes.
we're joking, but we're also giving each other a look right now.
Oh, he knows.
He knows.
My man knows.
Let's stop this. Let's stop this right now.
Yeah, I've been playing Peggle.
Yeah.
Peggle's fun, man. I've been playing it like...
Is that the one with the balls?
Yeah, it's like...
What?
You don't know what Peggle is?
I played it a long time ago. Yeah. I think I've drunk so much that a game so insignificant, I've just...
Don't you say that about Peggle. It's a great game.
Yeah. You know.
You know? He knows.
He knows.
You got anything else that you've been watching or whatever you want to talk about?
Watch Glow Season 2.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't seen... I've seen half of Season 1 and I loved it. Like
I won't say much more. Very much of the same. Throws a few storylines in there to do with actual sort of current situations that Hollywood are dealing with. The wrestling, as a sort of minor fan of wrestling, the wrestling is actually a bit more better as well from like the actors and stuff.
Right, okay, so, cool.
If you like Season 1, check out Season 2, just as good. Yeah, that's that.
That's it? You done? Yeah. Okay. So, Nathan, have you seen Short Term 12?
No.
No, I didn't think you would have, but I have to ask, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So, Short Term 12. Here's the tagline. It's a 20-something supervising staff member at a residential treatment facility navigates the troubled waters of that world alongside her co-worker and long-term boyfriend. So it's basically... Brie Larson is the lead.
Okay.
And she works in like a kind of care home for children, like disadvantaged kids. And then her other half, played by John Gallagher Jr., he's not been in too much.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know who the fuck that is.
But it kind of plays along the lines of like they're sort of trying to help these kids at the same time as like dealing with their own shit.
Right.
And it kind of plays on these lines of like, is anyone ever really okay? Like, we all have troubles. Like, but in a nice way.
In a nice way.
It is a happy film.
It's very heavy in a nice way.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So like I watched, like, honestly, one of the best films I've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think genuinely think it's a bit of a masterclass in like character building and sort of story arcs and storytelling. Like it just works. It's really, really fucking good. It came out in 2013.
Yeah.
It's written by a guy called Destin Daniel Cretton. He wrote and directed it, and he actually made a short version of the same idea for his dissertation, for his like graduation piece from film school, I believe.
Right.
And it got so much sort of attention for the short that they ended up making a feature version.
Okay. What else did they do that with? I think they do it all the time, don't they?
Yeah, they do now. Yeah,
these days. I think it was maybe that one with that went on Netflix. I didn't watch it, with Martin Freeman looking after a baby in post-apocalypse or something.
Oh, like, yeah.
I think that
was the package or something?
The package, yeah, or the FedEx man, I don't know. Like that was lifted from someone else's like short film with basically the same premise.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if they got permission for that though. I don't even really know what I'm talking about.
All right, shut up.
Okay.
One of the things that definitely stood out for me is the character, the young children, the actors, like
the child actors.
Yes, that's the word.
The young children. The young children are the ones that stood out for you.
The small people in this movie.
The Munchkins.
Yeah.
I know the film you're on about now. Yeah, they are disadvantaged children. Like, one of them gets fucking sucked up a chocolate pipe.
What? You've just done 3 different films in one sentence, eh?
Yeah.
The Munchkins aren't in Charlie the Chocolate Factory. That's the Oompa Loompas. And the Oompa Loompas don't go up the chocolate tube.
The chocolate tube.
Yeah. Sounds a bit dirty, doesn't it?
No, keep talking about the children. Go on.
But so the children characters in this film, the performances from those actors and actresses are incredible.
Good,
because they're kids with like anger issues or like mental health issues, and so there's the main girl. I think sort of, it's not too spoilery, but there's a girl that comes into the facility that basically reminds Brie Larson's character a lot of herself, I think.
Right.
So she really connects with her, and that girl like has a couple of scenes where she kind of has like an angry outburst, and then she has like a sort of really sad, touching moment where they sort of talk, and it's like fully believable. It's like really incredible, I think. There's also a guy in it called Lakeith Stanfield. He plays like an 18-year-old guy, and the way he deals with his stuff. So he's a guy who's about to turn 18, which means he has to leave the facility.
Right, yeah.
He writes raps, like he writes rap songs, and he performs a couple of them in it. And there's like a scene. Before you ask, this is my favorite scene, where like one of the male like counselor characters comes in and says like, "Can I hear what you've been working on?" And this guy like drops this rap, which is like basically explains all like the feelings and emotions he's got going on, and then like there's this like just long pause of silence after it and stuff, and it's like really emotional. Like, but the dude rapping it is insane.
It's a good rap as well.
Yeah.
Because do you ever like think when something is done really well, like I don't know, there's like the subject of a song in a film. We've got to write a song, and then they end up writing the song, and you got to think someone's written this song for the film.
Yeah.
You know, and it's good kind of thing. Possibly good enough that they could have, taken it to the music industry and stuff. I always think that's kind of crazy that, it's like a work of art within a work of art.
Yeah. Especially when he does this, it's like a cappella. Like there's no music in the background.
Yeah.
It's him and the dude sat on a bed in the guy's room.
Yeah.
And he just does it. And like, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So like, fun fact, it was written by the director. So
that is a fun fact.
Yeah, it is a fun fact, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the rap was originally written by the director, but then the guy who plays this character is also like a amateur rapper as well. So he took it and made it his own. Put some of his own stuff into it and changed bits to make it better. Is basically
nice.
That's a quote from the director himself. He says, "I wrote it and then he took it and made it better."
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's a really like heartfelt moment. It's awesome.
It's good when directors and creative people can do that as well with their work. They're not
definitely.
all encompassing.
Like collab on stuff.
Yeah.
That's what filmmaking is, right?
It should be. Yeah. Keep talking. I'm gonna go get us another couple of beers.
Okay. I'll keep talking to the empty seat about this film that changed my life forever.
Shut up!
Production-wise, so I know it was shot over like 20 days, which in the world of film is insane. Like, to shoot a feature film in 20 days is not enough time.
No.
And there's some stuff about it. So like all the lighting is obviously very natural. There's a lot of scenes at night, and it's like they use sort of shadow. They're not afraid to sort of not show everything. You know, like the polar opposite to like Hollywood, where everything's super well lit. Like she sits and talks with the girl in her room, and it's like really dark in the room, and they're both kind of just in this little bit of moonlight having this really emotional conversation and stuff. And the camera work is all it's all handheld, which makes it very
like Steadicam handheld?
No, like shaky cam, but not like distractingly. But I think like for me, it made it more intimate, made it feel like you were there, kind of thing. It wasn't these like there's scenes where like the characters are running down the hallways to try and catch a kid who's trying to run away, and it's like running behind them. It's not distracting. It's like putting you in the moment. And I know I always say this, but this film will literally make you laugh, then have you crying at the next scene, and then pissing your pants again. Like,
will it change your life, as all your films promise?
Yes, I'm gonna go with yes. But also, I know that Brie Larson's role. She's fantastic, by the way, in this.
I just want you to stop talking so we can do this shot.
Sorry.
Now tell me about the fantastic Brie Larson.
Oh God.
Do it. Tell me about her.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, she's great in it. Like, really, really good, really believable. And I know that her role in this is what... I'm watching Nathan try and stick a piece of lime in a bottle, and the lime is far too big.
I cut these limes myself.
You did? There's no way that's going in there. No way.
Well,
anyway,
I'll try to figure this out.
I will finish this point.
Yeah.
Her role in this is what got her the role in Room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the director saw her in this and thought that she would be good for Room. But yeah, generally just all the relationships between the characters, I just think are amazing, man. Really well written, especially Brie Larson and her boyfriend. Like,
do they fuck in it? I don't want to spoil.
I can't remember.
I'll watch it and just.
But yeah, like
be ready for.
It's just really nice, man. It's a real, just fucking watch it.
All right.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to our two listeners.
Oh, okay, thank God,
guys. Could you please watch this? Because genuinely, it's really good. It won like audience award at South by Southwest. It won another award at the LA Film Fest. It's won like 30 awards at film festivals.
And when did you say it came out?
2013.
So it's fairly old now.
It's a few years.
Yeah. Well, it's before Room, Brie Larson, I guess so.
Short Term 12, definitely check it out.
Short Term 12. Why is it? Do you know why it's called that?
That's the name of the unit that their Brie Larson character works in.
All right. Okay.
So I think they work on like a bigger kind of... I don't know what the word is. Big...
Ward?
Yeah, I don't... It's not a mental health thing though, but yeah, it's like that. It's like a...
Halfway house? I don't know. Fucking hell.
Fuck, what am I trying to say? They work in a big... I don't know, but Short Term 12 is basically one area of this company where children can go. This place where, and they're...
It's a charity. It's not like a company. They're not
charity would have been, but I think it's state run. So I don't.
Right. Okay. The system, man. It's part of the system.
Yeah, it's basically.
They're in the system.
Short Term 12 is. So it's called short term because they only stay there for short periods, and I think
I didn't know that.
They're like,
I could work that part out. At least.
It's like Block 12 or something.
Yeah,
but.
Oh, it's like that other film, Assault in Cell Block
13. Exactly like that.
Is that going on next door? It's like Vince Vaughn smashing people's faces in.
Yeah,
exactly. And they're just like,
Have you watched that now?
No, I haven't. No.
I'm surprised you remembered that much.
I'd heard of it before you.
Okay.
I hadn't seen it though. But are they just like to the kids, like, you better not fuck up or you're going next door with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Like, he'll fucking kill you.
He will fucking kill you.
Fucking end you.
Alright, Short Term 12, check it out, man.
Check it out, man.
It's real fucking good.
Cool. Sorry, I'm just enjoying this delicious alcoholic beverage that I did cut some limes up. Yes, you're right. We put them in a little bowl of water and everything so the limes would not get stale or crusty. Just like my jeans.
You done?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm pretty much done with all of this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm 1,000% done with your shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna replace you next week.
Fucking do it.
Yeah?
Stop fucking threatening me with it and just do it. I've got other shit to get on with.
Yeah, like what? Name one other thing you gotta do.
I have to buy some more salt. My house is out of salt. So
You don't have a house. Stop lying.
my room, where sometimes I put salt on my food, is low on
Right.
salt.
This week we're talking about the Punisher.
Yeah.
More specifically, we're going to look at all the Punisher.
We're going to kind of rank them personally.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Punisher because he is kind of a favourite of ours.
Yeah, definitely. I would like.
He's one of my favourite Marvel characters.
I'd possibly say he is my
I
favourite.
think he is mine as well.
Yeah. Explain who the Punisher is just quickly.
Sure.
What's his backstory or whatever?
So, like, he is a retired, an ex.
This is something I was going to mention.
Yeah.
His original thing is he's a Vietnam vet.
He's a Vietnam. I was going to say a service member, but sure. Yeah. So, like,
Because
if we're doing comic origin,
Yeah.
he's a Vietnam vet who one day on a picnic with his wife and 2 children, he is ambushed. They are killed. He survives. He's presumed dead, but basically he comes back from the grave. Not really, not like in real life, but you know he
He survives,
He
basically.
survived. Yeah. And basically swears vengeance on everyone that like killed his family, and then he takes it even further, and basically he is a vigilante who just straight out fucking kills criminals.
Yeah.
Like, he murders them.
And I think so. The big point of him is that he's kind of an anti-hero because he murders people.
He murders, yeah.
And like so, the police are after him. I mean, like a lot of superheroes, like
Yeah.
the police don't agree with him, but him especially because there's no middle ground for him. He does just straight up murder everyone.
Well, I mean, you know, the very first instance he was in a Spider-Man comic. And
Yeah.
he fought Spider-Man.
Yes,
he was
yeah.
the bad guy, but he wasn't the bad guy. Like you said, he was like the anti-hero,
He's
antagonist.
before he had his own comics. I think that happened a lot.
Yeah.
He popped up because there's a lot of storylines of him and Daredevil, which we'll probably
Yeah.
touch on later.
Yeah.
But where he basically comes across, like he starts appearing on the turf of some other superhero.
Yeah.
And then the superhero kind of has to try and stop him and the bad guys.
Yeah. And I think originally as well, he was kind of used as a mercenary.
Yeah.
So, like, I think there were, like, instances, and again, I think this props up in sort of the newer works, where he doesn't agree with what a certain hero's doing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he thinks they're too soft, so he goes after the hero as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think as his comic and his character progressed, he did less of that, kind of going after actual heroes
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, he's definitely clashed with heroes before, like good guys.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily good guys.
Why do you like him so much?
Mine goes back to being shown as a kid by my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad basically... We're going to talk about the film a bit more, obviously, but
Mhm.
he handed me a DVD copy of the Thomas Jane Punisher.
Yeah.
What is that, 2000, 2001?
I think 2001.
Yeah. And he was like, check this shit out. It's really cool. And then I was like,
Okay.
I was like, God damn, Dad, it is really cool. Like, I was way too young to be watching it. Thanks, Dad.
Wasn't it an 18?
Oh, fuck yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Fun fact,
Fun fact.
there's a couple of scenes where some tits came out. You better bet my prepubescent ass jerked off to that shit.
You know what? Me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd watch that shit, but also...
It's 2004.
2004. Oh,
Yeah.
I was quite way off there.
Yeah.
I probably should have researched that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of agreed with me, so fuck it.
It's my fault.
But also, I was kind of captivated. It's like, I think I've mentioned revenge films quite a lot being on this podcast. Like
Yes.
The Limey.
Yes.
I mentioned The Limey.
And we've talked... Yeah, you have mentioned the Limey. You just did a whole have you seen on it.
Yeah.
You talked about it for like
last week.
10 goddamn minutes.
Yeah. Well, sorry, it wasn't some fucking heartfelt thing about some bullshit. Okay? I'm sorry that life's too heavy for that shit, so I just watched what I have.
No, it's short-term tales uplifting. It's good,
uplifting.
It's positive.
So it's the Limey.
So why?
I killed a bunch of people. How I get my rocks off.
Yeah, we're both big fans of
Of like revenge films.
Revenge
I guess.
films, yeah,
I
for
guess
sure.
and I was thinking about that. I was like,
I was thinking about.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I've had a drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, I can tell.
I was like, why is that? Why have we got such a fucking hard on for like revenge fantasy? You know,
I don't know.
what's
Have we
got
both
our backs up so much?
Yeah, we've got some kind of revenge fantasy that neither of us have lived out yet.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. I just generally have I like people getting their
comeuppance.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about it maybe a bit more in depth, but you know, it's to do with justice, right? Like what we feel is fair and stuff like that. But also, yeah, the Tom Jane Punisher was the first one I saw, and it was Like, it was a Marvel film, which shocked me because that, Spider-Man came out
Yeah.
in what, 2002?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know these dates. Like,
I'm just nodding and
yeah.
agreeing. I'll look them up. You keep
The Raimi Spider-Man films are coming out about the same time. I don't think James Punisher did particularly well in cinemas, but
It didn't.
yeah.
I don't think it was particularly popular.
But yeah, sorry. Why do
2002.
Yeah, I got it right. Why do you like The Punisher? Let's do a shot before you answer that.
Oh, God, these are going fast. Oh,
wow.
no.
There's a lot of swallowing noises coming from over there.
Yeah, I was really nearly sick. Oh, God.
That's messed up, man.
I might need the bucket.
Look, I'm going to pass you this jug that smells strongly of whiskey.
That's helping.
That can make you throw up.
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good.
You don't lick it.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
This is killing you, man. We got to stop this.
Never. Why do I like the Punisher?
Yeah.
I like anti-heroes. I like the kind of towing the line between what's good and what's not.
There's a lot of morality and
and I
questions
find
there,
that interesting. I think, and I like guns. Like,
yeah.
Oh wait, okay. Let me rephrase. As a kid, I fucking loved guns. I thought like Army and Soldier was like awesome.
Yeah.
and I think for me, like I loved the idea that they were like the Punisher's just this normal dude running around with a machine gun, as opposed to like Spider-Man or Superman. Or, like, maybe there's something a bit more.
But there's something very cool about him existing in the world.
And like holding his own against
Yes.
people who do have
Yeah.
sort of abilities and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's why.
Cool.
Right, so
Yeah.
we're going to talk about them sort of in chronological order, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Because this is kind of coming off the back of the fact that like Punisher 2 comes out soon, right?
Soonish, yeah.
But like the Punisher got a bit of a rebrand and
They did, yeah.
a bit of a
It got
push
in modernization.
in the Daredevil Netflix
Yeah, the
series.
Netflix stuff that's going on.
So let's start with Punisher from 2004, the Thomas
The
Jane
Tom
one.
Jane one, yeah.
Probably both our favourites.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But controversially, one of the furthest from his original sort of introduction and his storyline and stuff.
Yeah, I was
It takes a lot of liberties.
Creative liberties,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I reckon we're going to get flack for this. Because
Probably, yeah.
amongst my friends and people I know, this is probably the least popular representation of the character of the Punisher.
I've read that a lot online.
Yeah, like
I've read, before the series came along, which has kind of been a bit more unifying. But yeah, it was very like you're either one or the other, and the Jane version was probably the more hated, disliked.
So what's the story? So this was the only one where we see him like become the Punisher.
Yes, yeah.
Because we see him, so one of the creative liberties, I think this happens a lot, but because when the Punisher was first written, Vietnam was recent.
Yes.
So it made sense for him to be a Nam vet.
Yeah.
In this, he's an FBI agent.
So yeah, he's an FBI agent, which obviously that takes him away from his military roots.
Yeah.
He's also like, the film opens with his last like drug bust.
Yeah.
For like a crime family that enters into it later. With fucking with the head of it being John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Like, come on, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so after that, he goes on this big family reunion, and here's like the second massive liberty. It's not just, like I said before, it's his wife and 2 children that are gunned down and cause him to go on this massive tirade against criminals. It's his entire fucking family.
Literally his entire family.
You're talking about, like, there's probably like 40 people.
Yeah.
Like,
and like 5 generations worth of family there.
It's basically, when they were coming up with the film, they got one intern and they were like, can you please write a list of every possible family member someone would have?
Yeah. And we're going to kill them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, great nephew. Yeah. Or like second, fourth, 17th cousin. Yeah, they'd be
twice
at it.
removed.
Like, it is crazy.
Yeah. And so I wasn't listening. Did you mention that one of the sons gets killed? One of John Travolta's sons gets killed.
I didn't say that.
No, in the
His
drug
last
bust,
thing, yeah.
which is why they find out that he was set up by Frank Castle, and then they go after his family.
Yeah.
So then this movie generally, I think it's a fucking great revenge movie.
It's a fantastic revenge film.
Great action movie. It's just maybe not the best Punisher movie.
Yeah.
But So he gets shot, he falls in the water, and like gets washed up on a beach, and like a witch doctor,
That's right.
local witch doctor fixes him. And
because they're in the Caribbean for the family reunion.
And for me, the line after he's recovered and he's healed, and he's leaving the witch doctor, and the witch doctor says, "God be with you," and just God's gonna sit this one out.
Yes,
so good.
There's some real fucking macho shit.
Boy, is there. So then, he comes back from the dead essentially, and just
goes after this crime family. I can't remember their name now.
The Saints.
It's Howard Saint.
Howard Saint. Yeah.
John Travolta plays Howard Saint.
He goes after them, but he goes after them in quite a methodical.
Yeah, which is kind of another thing that people...
I would say that's the main thing people hate, is what he does is he sets them up a lot, and he makes John Travolta think his wife's cheating on him with his best friend.
That's right.
So he ends up killing both of them, and then like plays a lot of mind games and stuff, which I think most people will probably get onto, but most people's interpretation of the Punisher is that he just runs in with a machine gun and fucking kills everyone.
Yeah, he's very direct. And,
just so I think they think this kind of faffing around with all these, like, that's what people don't like. Me personally, I think it's great because
it's great. Also, it does take a lot from the comics. Is it Garth Ennis? God, I'm gonna slate it over this. Garth Ennis, Garth Ennis.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
No, but basically, he did a lot of the kind of later 90s, early 2000 Punisher comics.
Yeah, okay.
Which featured very much heavily in the omnibus that I have, like the comic.
Right, okay, yeah.
And it has stuff, it has the roommates, because he moves into this derelict building. You got the 3 roommates.
Yeah, they are... This is the only film, or the only representation that has those, because they are characters, aren't they?
They're characters.
He moves into this shitty apartment block, and the characters
like
on his floor.
And Rumpo, I think.
Yeah.
And also the fight with the Russian in it.
I was going to get to this. One of my favourite fight scenes of all time.
Yeah.
It's
really well choreographed.
When they figure out who the Punisher is, Frank Castle, like, John Travolta sends the Russian after him, who is this hulking great human being, who's a character from the comics.
He is a character from the comics, and he is that character in the comics. Sorry to hijack this point, but pushed to the extreme. Like, he doesn't die just once. He's brought back numerous times, and with like dark humor, he's like brought back by scientists and turned into a cyborg and given massive tits. Like, something went wrong. And
but
now
he's a huge dude who wears a red and white stripy t-shirt. And he's known as the Russian. He played by Kevin Nash, the wrestler.
That's right. Yeah, in the film. Yeah.
And because I was going to bring this up, but that fight scene. So it's this kind of tongue-in-cheek. So the roommates are all listening to some opera and dancing around, cooking together, and it's parodied with Frank getting beaten up.
I'd say it's juxtaposition.
Yeah, it's juxtaposition. My bad.
Yeah.
It's
all right. I'll let you off this time.
Yeah, thank you. With the Punisher getting beaten up by the Russian, and it's all very funny. Like, the Punisher like pulls a gun out, and the Russian just like bends the barrel of it,
and he throws a grenade, and the Russian just like hits it with a stick, like baseball.
And then, but one of the things I was gonna,
but we're making it sound very corny, but it's actually
really well
choreographed,
and he's like not smashing his head in the fridge door and stuff. But I was gonna say, so Tom Jane did that whole fight himself, and there's a shot where the camera's outside in the hallway, and like the Russian throws him through the wall. So all you see is like this empty hallway, and then the Punisher smashes through the wall and like hits the other side, and then he like crawls away. Yeah, and like that's actually Tom Jane. And like if you watch, like I've seen this film a lot. He really fucking nails it. He really throws himself into it, and then. So the fight ends. Spoiler alert: dog dies.
The dog comes in, gets stabbed. They both agree that's a shitty move. Get on with it.
But it ends with the Punisher tackling him down the stairs, and he breaks his neck in the fall. And Tom Jane wanted to do that, and they wouldn't let him. But I think when you watch that, it's all actually Tom Jane. It's not his stunt double. It's only a stunt double for the last thing where they literally fall down a staircase, which Tom Jane wanted to do. Can't help but have respect for that, right?
Yeah. I also think Jane plays a really good suicidal, nothing to lose kind of man. You know, like, he plays the character really well. I think he's one of the best actors to play the character that have been on the screen. But it's funny because then moving on to the next film, just because I'm aware of time, you get the Ray Stevenson version, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just one more thing about.
All right, so you
Tom
sorry.
Jane. He's a very brooding Punisher.
Yes, he is.
Very quiet. Like, I mean, they're all quiet, but he's a very yeah, it's all going on in his head. And I think Jane portrays that quite well.
He does. I think he does, yeah.
As opposed to maybe some other interpretations where he's much angrier. But yeah, I think it's a great film. It's pretty low budget. When I looked into it,
Really?
In the world of like action movies, it's pretty low budget.
Because the finale where he assaults the Howard Saint building.
Yeah, is
like,
awesome.
It is awesome.
And all right, we need to wrap this up in the way of talking
Yeah.
about when he ties John Travolta to a flaming car.
Yeah.
They're in a car park, and John Travolta gets dragged through the car park by a car. And
as the cars are all exploding around
and
him.
then big top shot, and he's blown the Punisher logo of the skull.
Why would you do that?
Like, because it's awesome.
Because it's badass.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I think you totally have to buy into this.
And that's like a Punisher Origins film. It doesn't really do the originals credit, but I think it's a great film. I really would have loved to have seen more of Jane as the Punisher going forward.
Yeah.
I know we get the short Laundry Day, which is on YouTube.
It's Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry, sorry.
Let's talk about that later, man.
Well, no, we'll just mention it now.
Okay.
Like, it's on YouTube. It's got fucking Ron Perlman in it.
Yeah.
And he's big name.
It's a little short set after the movie.
Oh, shit, yeah, we're like 1 minute behind the shot. Sorry.
Okay, I'll just try. I can't get into this. I can't get into the... We've run out, by the way.
Oh, we've ding, 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 ding. We've used up the big whiskey.
We are alcoholics. I can't get... I need a key or something to get into this.
I think, don't we win our free rehab trip after after that? No? We have to pay in this country. What?
Oh, fuck. All right.
Fuck
but yeah, so Dirty Laundry is it's a little short set afterwards, and like Tom James he reprises his role as the Punisher, and he's like living in a van, and it's at a laundrette, and he's just trying to do some laundry.
Yeah.
There's some sort of small-time gangsters giving someone a hard time down the street.
Yeah.
And I really like it because I think it's really funny in this way. Like Tom James, like the Punisher, he's just tired. He just really wants to wash his clothes and go back to sleep in his van. Yeah. And he like avoids it for as long as possible, and then eventually like can't avoid it anymore and goes down and like kicks the shit out of all these bad guys.
A big fight happens.
But I really like that. I really like the style of it.
It's great. It's a great little short. It is kind of a little flash into what the Tom Jane Punisher would be doing now. Not enough for me personally. I would have liked to have seen another film. I know you said it didn't do that well, sort of box office wise, so I guess that's why. Also, Tom Jane. Tom Jane. Wah, wah. Tom Jane. He did have a bit of a drinking problem. Like there was a Comic-Con and he was like drunk for it and stuff. So I think he did say he'd reprise the role, but then they went ahead and they made the Stevenson version, which came out...
Punisher Warzone. 2008.
2000. I thought it was 8, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Totally different film.
Way more close to the comics.
Yeah.
I think it's shit.
I rewatched it yesterday.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say shit. I do not like it.
I think it's hokey.
It is hokey.
I think it's way too B-movie. Mm-hmm. But then maybe I think that's a personal taste, because I'm not a huge fan of like B-movie shit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And maybe that is quite in line with how the comics are, because the comics can read very B-movie at times.
I was watching it. It is much more like watching a comic.
Yes, yeah.
It's everything's jacked up. Mm-hmm. It's almost ridiculous in parts.
Yeah.
But I think the reason people like it is because it is much more just this brutal Punisher where he just kills people and stuff. Yeah. So like on this one, it starts and he's already established as the Punisher.
That's right,
and,
yeah.
Like there's a task force set up for him and stuff like that.
And he's already got the sidekick Micro.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of has, in the Tom Jane, he has the sidekick, which is Howard Saint's like lackey or whatever.
Yeah, but he's
like,
not really
proper. But this is Micro. Micro's established again from the comics.
He's like his tech guy,
he's
right?
Techie guy.
He's like his guy on the computer in the earpiece.
Like looking through the cameras and stuff,
and like getting the blueprints of the building up.
Yeah.
The Oracle, like Batman's Oracle, right? Like that kind of thing. So my first point I've got written down for this one is when he rocket launches a guy out of midair.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad we're going to that straight away. I hate the free running characters.
Yeah, but do you know, like, so there's this moment where these three free running characters are like hired, and you think they're going to be like a mini boss. You think he's got to fight these guys.
Oh no,
struggle.
They brewed it up. It's like, oh, this is trouble. These guys are known for all their fucking hardcore shit.
Like, it's just a scene of them jumping through rooftops, and then one of them does a slow motion like cartwheel between two buildings, and a rocket just comes in and literally blows them up.
One up. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, I didn't really like that when I saw it for the first time because mainly the CG on it is pretty bad. It's pretty B movie. It is going back and like reading a few comics and stuff, like I said, the omnibus and stuff. Like that is something that would happen in the comics. Like we said, this is way more true to the comics. Yeah. But like in terms of like a film and a film universe, it's really. I think it's unrealistic. Maybe I'm spoiled. Maybe that's because I was raised on the Jane version where it is quite not hyper-realistic, but it's quite realistic.
Yeah, it's definitely like the Jane version is set more in the real world.
This one's more in the comic world. But I kind of feel like if I wanted that comic shit, I'd just read the comics.
Yeah. I've seen this one a couple of times now, and I enjoyed it more the last time I watched it, like because I knew what it was.
What, yesterday?
Yeah. When I watched it yesterday, I enjoyed it a lot more because I knew it was silly. And even like the villain is Jigsaw, who is more of a comic book villain.
Yeah.
He's like a guy with a super messed up face.
Yeah.
And like the villains are my biggest problem with that movie because they're super. Like
they're kind of two-dimensional. Like,
they're kind of like
evil.
Campy, kind of like ridiculous villains.
Yeah. I find that the problem these days when like the MCU and superhero films in general have tried to bring superheroes into a more realistic light. The villains also have to be. They have to have motivations that are realistic to real life, which is chasing that dollar. You know, moving drugs and like Dark Knight's Joker. You know, he is an agent. He's an agent of chaos.
Just wanted to watch the world burn.
But at the same time, he keeps half that money he burns in the film and stuff like that. He understands that the world works on money and stuff. But yeah,
so I think like the villains in Warzone, like there's literally moments where you might as well have them like 3 of them peeking around a corner, like one head above the other, and they see the Punisher and they scurry away. Like that being said, there's some awesome fight scenes in this. I do think the action is well done.
I like the end. I'm quite a big fan of the choice at the end. But sorry, I cut you off.
The bit where he punches a guy's face in.
Yes.
Yeah? Like, he grabs a guy, pushes him against the wall, and it punches him so hard that his fist goes inside the guy's skull. Like, that's awesome. And then the next moment where he's like with like a police character and they've captured one of the bad guys. And the guy's like, I'm gonna call this in, and Frank just shotguns him point blank in the face, like, and just blows this like. There's like, I enjoyed those moments. These kind of hyper realistic, cartoony, like gory. There's a lot of gory moments in it that are like
it's almost a gory cartoon almost.
Yeah, like they're almost unnecessary, but I think they're fun.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of Stevenson's Punisher?
He's alright. Like I said, I enjoyed Jane's more, but maybe because I like the broody kind of. Thing.
I do think one of the things that lacks in Stevenson's is like he's a very quiet Punisher.
Yes, he is.
Like he's an angrier Punisher, but he doesn't have much dialogue. And there's a tiny bit towards the end of the film where he speaks. So there's a cop that's trying to catch him.
Yeah,
and the cop's trying, and then the cop kind of changes and wants to back him up, and he sort of says this line about how, like, I'm already so far down this road, I don't want you to go there.
Yeah.
And then he, like, knocks him out so that he can't follow him. And I thought, like, that's quite interesting, because that is a big kind of point of the Punisher, right? Like,
he doesn't want anyone to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, and he maybe knows that what he's doing isn't necessarily the answer, but it's what he's become, and he's been doing it for so long now that he knows no better, but almost like maybe he believes in what he's doing, but he can see that other people shouldn't follow him.
Yeah, he can see the other side of the coin. Yeah.
So like, there is some stuff in it, but generally, he's just really quiet. I mean, I think he looks great as the Punisher. There's he's a very kind of
looks
stocky.
Apart. He's stocky, hench.
He looks intimidating.
Yeah.
Like
he's got the I think he's got the ponytail.
It's all slicked back. I don't know if it's actually a ponytail. I like it. I'm gonna like. I'm drunk now.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking shot time again.
Yeah, it is. We're really doing this.
It's going to be a long one.
Spoiler alert, it's going to be a long one. Fun fact, it's going to be a long one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's the thing. I came from my dad telling me that, hey, check this Punisher out. Like, this is the... Hold on. We still got 40 seconds, mate.
Sorry.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
You're a tenuous lover.
I'm not done talking about the Punisher. My dad My dad told me that, hey, this film's cool, it's The Punisher, and I grew up believing, hey, this is The Punisher and this is cool and stuff. Like, and this is before I even, like, I only started reading the comics kind of this year, like last year. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see where it's come from. And yeah, I have, like, I used to be really harsh on the Stevenson version because of how unrealistically cartoony and hokey it kind of
Which
was.
it is. It
and
really
it is.
But
Yeah,
it knows it is, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
and this is the thing, shot time.
Oh, so now it's shot time.
I tell you when it's shot time.
Bravo, by the way, for actually starting a timer and being aware of it.
I'm a good guy.
You get the hang of this now. Oh, God, I'm going to be sick.
I'm going to be sick on my own face.
That was awful. Sorry, you cut yourself off.
I cut myself off. I don't need you to cut me off. I'll cut my fucking self off. So yeah, I kind of thought it was kind of hokey. So yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it was kind of hokey and like unrealistic and, you know, this is kind of like B-movie style. But yeah, like going back, seeing the source material, the Stevenson Punisher, I understand it a lot more, but I'm just not sure that I like it anymore.
Again, similarly, sorry. I agree is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I hated it. As I've gone back to it and I'm more aware of what it is, what the Punisher character is, stuff like that, then I appreciate it more for what it is. And I understand why fans of the Punisher prefer it, because it is just this brooding, angry, like, man who just slaughters everyone that gets in his way.
I think between the two films, if you're a fan of the idea of the Punisher, then possibly the Jane version would be better because it's kind of situated in a more real world scenario. But if you're a hardcore fan of the comics and how you feel the comic Punisher should be, then yeah, you have the Stevenson film, which I think is closer to that. Yeah. And then we're talking about the third Punisher.
John Bernthal's
Netflix / sort of still Marvel adaptation of the Punisher. Popped up in Daredevil. There's
that fat tongue.
Fat old tongue's coming through again.
He's got a fat old tongue, people.
I've got a huge fucking tongue. Tongue soup.
Ricky Bobby.
Right. Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's fucking go with it.
All right.
So I feel like this is kind of the gap that bridges it, you know. I feel like
I would agree.
This is maybe that could unite both kinds of Punisher fans,
because it's a very realistic but true to the comics version of the character.
And I think you have to take a little bit of liberty when it's true to the comics. It's not Vietnam, you know, it's modern day, so it's
he's like Iraq and
Afghanistan, Middle East vet. Yeah.
But then that works. Like...
It does. Like, I don't think it matters really what war he was in. It's
he's
just
a military trained person.
Yeah. And you go for the old carousel murder of his family again.
Yeah,
you know?
like, so again, that's slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. One thing I was going to say about John Bernthal's Punisher is I prefer him in Daredevil to I do in his own series.
Really?
Not necessarily who he is, but I think in Daredevil when he just kind of arrives and he just like he just kind of is the Punisher.
Yeah.
That's really interesting for me and really good. And then when he had his own series and they had to do a bit more explaining as to why he's the way he is and stuff, for me, that wasn't as exciting, I guess.
I kind of see that. He is a hard guy to kind of pin down his motivations.
Yeah.
After, like you have the main one of pure revenge / hyphenated quotes, justice, you know,
the idea
in his
of
mind.
Why does he keep doing that when he's got vengeance?
But like once you kind of dig into that a little bit, I think it's kind of hard to like really give much more to the character.
Yeah, I think the Punisher series for me overcomplicated it a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
I think because I want to see the Punisher just being the Punisher, which is why I enjoyed him crossing over with Daredevil, where he's been hunting someone down and Daredevil's ended up kind of in his way and he's already on this mission. Like, for me personally, I didn't need to see this complicated thing to do with his ex-unit from the Special Forces that somehow tied into his family's murder that made it all much more complicated. I kind of just want to see, I'm the Punisher, you all know why, I'm going after this guy, and this is how it plays out.
I'm agreeing with you there. I'm agreeing with you, but also, like, I did enjoy that story, personally. I
really enjoyed the series as a whole, for sure.
Yeah.
But when we're talking purely about Punisher
I know what you mean. Like, when it starts, that first episode is a montage of him killing people he thinks is related to the Carousel murder.
Yeah.
And like there's a dude that crosses over the border and he's like, ha ha ha,
And he
the Punisher
shoots him
will never
from
get me.
America.
Yeah, like the longest sniper shot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that was really, and I was like, oh shit, we're in for it now. Punisher's just gonna punish.
Yeah.
Like, and then it did backtrack a couple of episodes towards the beginning, kind of had to ease you into the fact that, do you know what? Yeah, we're gonna explore the kind of the sidelines from season 2, the bits that Karen was involved in season 2 of Daredevil.
I think that's all part of franchising and stuff.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Maybe we should just focus on like his Punisher and what.
Yeah.
So for me, one thing I did really enjoy was the relationship with Micro in the Punisher scene.
I thought the Micro character was fantastic.
Yeah, and their love-hate relationship,
it was brilliant.
And that they kind of need each other rather than they want to work together, but then that develops into work. Like, I thought
and they have
really...
like these jealousies and these like anger towards each other and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I thought that was really good. John Bernthal's character, I think by far is the angriest Punisher.
Yes.
For me,
it's just a screaming.
The scene in, I think it's in Daredevil where he's on trial. So there's 2 scenes. So there's the prison fight scene where he fights like 20 guys in a hallway.
He gets his own hallway. In that series.
So good.
It's incredible.
So good. That fight scene is incredible. And then also, is it in that season where like in court and he is like, up until that point, he's been very quiet. You don't really know much about him.
Yeah.
And he's in court and he like calls out the system and he's like, it's not working, it's broken, I'm fixing it, like I'm the answer. And it's and you see him get really angry, and it's the first time he sort of snaps at people and stuff.
But isn't that because he's been whispered something by like the guard? I think.
And I
think it is because I watched a recap before doing this to make sure. And basically, I think a guard whispers to him like Fisk's kind of deal,
right?
Saying that there's someone involved in the Carousel murders,
right?
And so he tries to get himself sent down. It doesn't mute the point that he makes of the system being kind of broken and stuff.
John Bernthal's the best actor to play the Punisher.
He's given the best performance.
Okay.
To say best actor is... maybe in the future, a better actor will come along. But some kind of super actor.
His version of the Punisher...
With robot arms and robot legs.
And robot boobs.
And a robot dick.
What?
What were we talking about? I carried away in my own fantasies there.
But yeah...
punishment and dicks.
Like, John Bernthal... One thing also I like about John Bernthal is the other 2 Punishers are too pretty. Like... Sounds like a bit of a...
You just fucking... Like, that dude's ugly. I can sell that. That's an ugly dude right there.
John Bernthal, he looks like he's been a boxer or he's been to war at something. He's got like a bit of a crooked nose.
He's got a bit of a face
he's not
of war,
like, like Tom Jane especially. His Punisher, he's very Hollywood pretty.
He's quite pretty, yeah.
Like...
yes, he's quite pretty.
He's quite pretty. But I think...
And Stevenson, from the other guys, I love bombs. That's such a great line in that film. I love bombs.
John Bernthal, I look at him and I believe that he's a fucking
Well, the thing
vet.
is, like, if you look at his performance in Fury, or if in The Walking Dead, kind of, those grizzled type of... that grizzled type of man.
Yeah.
You know, let's not forget, we're talking about a man show right here. We're talking about, like, big old dicks swinging in the wind, firing off guns... man justice.
Stuff like, for me personally, I don't believe the Punisher would spend time slicking his hair back. I think he would have a shaved head just to fucking keep it out the way.
Yeah.
Because he cuts his own hair in the fucking basement that he hides in.
Yeah.
Like, and it gets like...
Because hair gets in the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do believe it. Yeah, I think...
That adaptation, yes, it's brilliant. I
think
love...
you were right in that it brought... the two together, right?
Because he's not meticulous in his plans like the Tom Jane Punisher is, but it's not crazy OTT out of this world the Stevenson Punisher is. And the fact that like it's very real. Yes, there are conspiracies going on, and then hey, guess what? Your fucking podcast mate is crazy. Like, yes, there are conspiracies going on.
Whoa.
You can kind of believe that the CIA are behind some gun shit.
Yeah.
With all they've done in like with Al Qaeda and stuff in the past.
I don't know if we should get started on this, but I would just like to mention that the reason the Taliban exists is because the CIA.
CIA sold them guns.
Yeah, they literally sold them guns
to fight the Russians.
To fight the Russians in the
Afghanistan.
80s.
Yeah.
And that's why people in Afghanistan
Yeah.
have rifles.
The CIA aren't above anything. And this is the thing. I don't think the CIA are above anything that would be, being said in the TV in the series, the Netflix series.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Though,
Yeah,
right?
well,
like,
it kind of, yeah.
People will listen to this and go, "Oh, you're just a bunch of hippies," and they'll be like, "No, it's well documented fact that the reason that like Afghanistan terrorists have rifles is because the CIA sold them to them."
And I think there's a thing as well, like the whole in the Netflix series, they're smuggling heroin, aren't they? Out
the
of
soldiers
Kandahar?
are and that's
which is what they did in Vietnam.
Yeah.
In Vietnam, they brought a fucking shit ton of heroin back in the bodies, like
because they can make so much money off of it. Yeah.
So it.
Anyway, we digress. We
digress. It bridges that gap of like the comic Punisher and a good kind of action film Punisher in my mind together. I'm a big fan of Bernthal's anyway from Walking Dead, and Fury
because Shane is right
and Wolf of Wall Street.
I would like to say Shane.
What?
Shane is right.
What?
Shane was right in The Walking Dead.
What, to fuck Laurie because her husband's basically dead?
Well, yeah. No, I meant more Shane's no bullshit attitude is the right attitude to have.
When he shoots Otis in the leg.
I don't remember that bit.
In season 2, when he shoots Otis in the leg to slow him down so he can get away with the medicine or the defibrillator to save Carl or whatever it is. You think that's a good thing to do?
I would 1,000% do that for my adopted son.
Will you shoot me in the leg?
Oh, yeah. I would shoot you in the leg right now if I could. Let alone if there was a zombie apocalypse.
This is ridiculous. Okay? Because that would never happen because I am Rick and you're Shane.
I am Shane. I'm fully Shane.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of that.
But it's cool because I will stab you in the
It's
end.
shot time, right?
Yeah, it's shot time. We're so over fucking thing. And I'm not even done with the Punisher yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Punisher special. It's a Punisher special.
Here we go. Right.
Hour 20 minutes.
We couldn't talk about Punisher
without the specials.
Without talking about the Dolph Lundgren 89 Punisher movie.
That's right. What a film.
What a film.
What a film.
What a film. I don't even know how to start. Do you want to start?
I like the bits where he throws stuff.
And there's a close-up.
There's a cutaway close-up
of like a knife flying through the air.
And I'm quoting this, flying through the air.
Yeah.
Like, it's a knife being held still with the background going past it or whatever. It does that so much.
How many times can you show that and it still doesn't get boring?
No, well, this is the thing.
It's a film entirely full of people throwing things, close-ups of them flying through the air, and then them sticking in someone's eye.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I fully enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
What I've written down
Yeah.
is that it's like a classic 80s action movie full of tropes and totally unbelievable. It's like, it doesn't even matter that it's the Punisher.
No.
Like,
It could have been anyone. It could have been Stans McFuffield, for all I know.
So you know how all the Punisher movies end with the Punisher doing some kind of assault on a villain's hideout?
Yeah.
But all of them are sort of believable. At least like the Punisher's taking cover and he's hiding a bit and he's trying, and he gets hit occasionally, but he's got body armor. The Dolph Lundgren one, he's literally standing in the middle of a room. Like, how good were the ninjas down the slide?
Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
I was losing my. It's one of those bumpy slides.
And they're on their knees, and they're like,
got Uzis. And like, he's at like a carnival, and then the next thing you know, these ninjas
gunning them down.
They're on their knees sliding down a bumpy slide with Uzis shooting at him. Like, what the fuck?
Who organised those ninjas? Who's thinking like, and Squad B is gonna go down the slide?
Because that's a good idea.
Yeah. Sir, why do we have to go down the slide? It's gonna look cool, man. It's gonna look cool. Isn't he gonna? Yeah, he's gonna gun you down. He's gonna fucking kill you. But
I mean, to be fair, that doesn't even come close to the bit where he shoots a crossbow bolt into someone.
Yeah.
Sticks them to a van and then zip lines down
the line he's just created.
And
yeah.
guns down like 4 more people whilst he's zip lining.
Ridiculous. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, it's like.
Because I hadn't seen it. This is the last Punisher to watch.
We both watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
So like, because we hadn't seen it.
Because we have to mention it. Yeah.
It's insane. It's so fucking insane.
It's crazy. I would say it's out of the realms of what we've been talking about. It's not really in the comic realms. It's not in the film universe realms.
To call it a Punisher movie is very loosely the Punisher.
Yeah.
It's an 80s action movie.
He's
with
a cop.
It's Dolph Lundgren.
Like, there's nothing really else going on. Yes, he gets a sidekick. The sidekick has nothing to do with the comics.
Yeah. Like, who speaks in poetry? Like,
there's that scene where he's like trying to ward him off doing something,
and
in
everything
poetry.
rhymes.
Shit.
We
shit.
get a shot of naked Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. Oh, how bad is he at acting, though?
Oh, mate,
how fucking bad is he?
He speaks so little, and every time he does, he ruins it.
There's a reason. There's obviously, they were like, the director was like, Dolph, if you could talk as little as possible, that would be good.
That would be
this line is
great.
cut. This line is cut. This line is cut. Like,
how many close-ups of leather boots can you get as well?
Every time, how you know it's the Punisher.
Every time he kicks someone, close up of his boot. Like,
or every time he
starts his motorbike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or every time a scene starts and the Punisher's there, you just see the boots.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that whole thing is like, I think it's meant to be like, who's in the boots? It's the Punisher.
It's clearly the Punisher.
But it's not the Punisher because it's just Dolph Lundgren.
One of my favourite moments is they set up a meeting and it's like in a restaurant, and then the bad guy comes in and some guys try and pull guns, and the whole restaurant.
That's it.
Like,
and an old lady.
And the
Yeah.
whole restaurant stands up with guns and guns down the other team. Like, and then there's literally like old ladies, like young guys. Like, it's just
like, what old lady is working for what? Are the Yakuza here? Like, that's crazy.
And then
old lady assassin.
And the fight scene where he sticks a guy to the wall with a spear. Like,
it was fun in its own right.
If you're an 80s movies action,
yes.
80s action movies fan, you should watch it. Like,
I think it's very much detached from what the Punisher has become these days.
And also, I mean, it was well before the superhero boom of the Marvel movies and stuff. Like, it doesn't even mention Marvel at the beginning. Like, yeah, and there's the trope of like the main bad guy has like the mute sidekick who's really good at kung fu.
Yes, right.
That has to fight the Punisher and stuff. Like,
yeah, no, it's an okay 80s action flick. I enjoyed it for this kind of outrun nostalgia of it.
Yeah,
but that was all I enjoyed it for. In terms of Punisher these days, I think you want to be watching the series.
Yeah.
Like, I think
I definitely agree. I think, to be fair, if you've never heard of the Punisher series and you're listening to this,
and you think that's a cool character,
definitely the series.
I
would say watch Daredevil season 2 if you want to get a good taste of the Punisher.
The problem with season 2 is like his storyline was the best thing in it,
and it stops halfway through. Yeah.
Because I think like the problem.
The minigun thing. Everyone has a problem with it.
Yeah.
In all the promo material for Daredevil season 2. The Punisher has a minigun.
Yeah.
And at no point in that entire season does he fucking use a minigun.
That's correct.
Don't show me a minigun and not use it. I'm not okay with that.
No, I agree.
And there's even a moment in the last, the whole season I've been waiting for this.
Yep.
And in the very last episode, there's a moment where Daredevil's like on the roof and there's like 50 bad guys.
But isn't this after he's confronted the blacksmith and he's got them, like you saw that? Yeah.
Like, there's literally a shot of like 50 bad guys running towards Devil, and all you're thinking is, this is it. The minigun. The Punisher's just gonna mow them all down with the minigun and save Daredevil. And it doesn't happen!
No, he uses a standard rifle.
Doesn't happen!
Yeah.
Right? Do not show me a minigun and not have it in the season.
They do tease with a minigun.
I'm not okay with that. I'm really not okay with that.
So minus points for teasing with a minigun.
But,
also minus points because Daredevil season 2, the whole Black Hand villain, and this is possibly to jump into something else because it goes on into Defenders. Boring villain. Best thing about Daredevil season 2 is the Punisher.
Yeah.
And then the Punisher series, I think, is ace. I really enjoyed it.
I think
I was really hyped for it.
If you've never seen Punisher stuff and you want to jump in somewhere, Punisher on Netflix, watch the first season of that. It's a great representation of the character.
Yeah.
It's really well made. It's high quality.
The Punisher. He's great. But the thing is, like, you said you were kind of, like, when you were a kid...
Story time!
When you were a kid, you said you were a bit more...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, pro-gun and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess when I was a kid and I didn't really understand what guns were and the damage they could do in sort of normal society.
Outside the realm of entertainment and film.
Yeah, I definitely did think that army movies were really cool and I'd love to have a machine gun and run around with it and stuff like.
Yeah.
As an adult now, I hate guns. I don't, like... all the shootings in America and stuff. Like, it's terrible. It's awful.
Because I think the Punisher maybe is quite political these days. There was a big thing with with season 1 Punisher and season 2 Daredevil Punisher. You know, the John Bernthal Punisher.
It's shot time again.
Yeah, well, in 30 seconds it is. Yeah.
But yeah,
we're going to do this.
John Bernthal Punisher.
Well, there's this thing, like, you know, he's kind of an advocate. Well, a lot of like pro-gun people want to advocate.
Yeah, I suppose that is people can use that as a symbol
of like, you know, pro-gun.
Guns are good.
Yeah. But I think the actor has even come out and said if you kind of take that, if that's what you're taking away,
you're not watching.
You've missed the message.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's
and
sad.
like
I guess it's sad that we live in a world where people will take something like that that's purely entertainment and try and claim it to be a reason for guns to be okay.
Yeah. Let's move on to have you seen?
Have you seen? Nathan, have you seen Short Term 12? So it's this film with Brie Larson. I'm done.
He's shit.
Also, like, we're way over time. We're both shit-faced, and we've still got at least 2 more shots to do because it's nearly shot time.
We have to do the questionnaire
this week.
It's the Punisher special. We said it would be the Punisher. It's going to be a bit longer this week. Yeah, it is. Punisher. We said this.
Okay, wherever you want, mate. Wherever you want.
This week.
Our questions come from my friend Anika.
His friend Anika.
I went to uni with her. She's a good friend of mine. Love her to pieces. Blah, blah, blah. If you were here drinking with us right now, what alcoholic would your drink of choice be? Got it. Nailed it.
Yes!
And what... Yeah. And what is your most hated? She's simply written JD. JD is my best and worst friend.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
it's very accessible, right? Like, it's very... You know, if you want to do shots, do Jack Daniels.
A fun fact about Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm. Jack Daniels.
Fun fact. In America, so you know Jim Beam?
Yep.
Jim Beam's more popular than Jack Daniels in America.
I knew this, yeah.
But Jack Daniels has marketed themselves.
Yes.
So like in England, you go to a bar... And Jack Daniels will normally be more expensive than Jim Beam.
Yeah.
Whereas in America, it's the other way around. It's purely an advertising thing that JD have advertised themselves so well to be like high class to Britain that in England people will pay more for Jack Daniels, even though it's generally considered like a lower class bourbon than Jim Beam.
I think you shouldn't these days. You shouldn't buy either because of the Trump tariffs. You shouldn't legit buy home brand because it's going to cost you more.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Whether you know us well or not, what is something you think we know nothing about at all? Ask us to explain one aspect of this thing and we will tell you the answer.
Fucking hell, you slide that.
I was just trying to cut you off and then I started.
Yeah, you cut me off big time. I was going to say, Jack Daniels.
No, it's too late. We moved on.
Okay.
You can finish your point, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I grew up on Jack Daniels and I kind of think, I drank it a lot as a teenager and then I got to a certain age and I kept drinking it a lot and I was kind of like, why am I drinking this?
Yeah, I hit a point where, for me, it was when I tried other bourbons.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my God, these are so much better.
Other whiskies in general.
Whiskies. I particularly like a bourbon, but I'm like Wild Turkey, Buffalo Trace, something like that. Like, I'm all about them. Like, fuck Jack Daniels. Like.
I think it's a great thing that my family, just because I used to drink it a lot when I was 18, I just get Jack Daniels every Christmas, like the tiny little airplane bottles. They're like, oh, you like Jack Daniels? Here you go. Thanks.
So, Anika wants to explain female Japanese macacus. What is their social structure? How are new skills passed on?
Oh no, this doesn't go well.
I got it.
Can you pronounce the last bit again?
Macaques.
Can you pronounce it?
Macacus.
Macacus. All right, give it your best.
You've seen the beginning of Mulan, right?
No.
They'll bring honor to us all?
I've never seen Mulan.
Fuck. Podcast off, mate. You know that's my favourite film. How fucking dare you?
I've been like fucking along with you this entire time.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah. I thought this came up earlier in a podcast. Maybe you're too drunk to forget. Like,
too drunk to forget.
Too drunk. I'm so drunk. I cannot forget this.
I cannot forget what happens right now.
I haven't. I've never watched Mulan.
I genuinely have no response to that. I'm so angry at you right now.
We're going to have to... well, you tell me what it is, and then... How was it spelled again?
M-A...
Yeah.
C-A...
Yeah.
Q-U-E-S.
Okay.
Female Japanese macaques. Can your phone pronounce it for us if you played that?
No, it can't. I don't trust my phone that much to do that kind of shit.
What are they?
Explain them.
No, what are they? I'm asking you what they are.
Well, I'm not saying what they are. You have to explain them. Right? That's if there's something you don't know, blah, 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 explain it. What are they? No, you can't Google it. I'm the guy who Googled it.
No, I Googled it too.
I Googled it first, and I have it right here. So you have to say what they are. You have to say what they are. What are they, Mike?
Whores.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think... Yeah, okay.
They're not whores. They're monkeys.
They're monkeys.
They're monkeys.
Yeah.
Female Japanese monkeys. What's their social structure? How are... You know what, Anika? Fuck you. Absolutely fuck you.
The thing is, all I did was Google the monkey part. The fucking social structure of them. Fuck off to Google, tell me that.
I reckon the females are like the mad power ones.
I reckon it's probably a matriarchy.
But I reckon it's like a kind of matriarchy where the females are all in power and they just beat the males down.
Like bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where the males are purely used for reproduction and nothing else because they're useless.
Genocided.
And when a female wants to have a baby, she's like, bring one up. I will have sex with him to impregnate myself and then fuck him off and just... They just curb stomp them. I reckon that's what happens. They have sex,
right?
And then 3 of them curb stomp him to death, so that he can never tell anyone.
Like a female gang.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the Lizzies, because the chicks are packed.
The chicks are
packed.
That's a Warrior reference.
Warriors.
We've spent like an hour 20 talking about the Punishers, so we can't do the Warriors.
What's your favourite movie? We'll review it even if we haven't seen it. The Cross and the Switchblade. I've never heard.
I think the Macuques, the Machinas. Do you know I'm dyslexic? I like to put ends in things.
Is that your thing?
Yeah, I like to put ends in things.
I like to put ends in things.
I think maybe it's because I'm kind of self-absorbed.
Have we missed a shot, or am I...
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
It's because I'm kind of self-absorbed and my name begins with N as well. So. And also ends in N. Think about that.
Oh my god! Your name is the same spelled backwards and forwards.
Yeah, let's just go with it. Yeah.
Chin chin, Nathan.
Chaim.
Woo! Who'd win a fight between blank and blank? She's between Mike and Nathan, who argues for who? Jeremy Kyle is me.
Yeah.
Mary Berry is you.
Mary Berry got you every day of the week.
Fuck off. Jeremy Kyle will curb stomp the shit out of Mary Berry.
Fuck off. Mary Berry would bring him a delicious cake. Jeremy Kyle don't know shit about what's going on.
So he sits down. And I'm
Yeah.
enjoying the cake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is good cake, Mary.
And Mary's like, because the thing is, she doesn't stand, she hunches, right? She hunches.
Yeah, she does.
And so kind of like...
What's she hiding, man?
Kind of like the Emperor from Star Wars.
You know
she's
there's
like,
power
she's kind of
there.
like,
You know
she's
there's
hunching.
power.
She's like, yes, enjoy the cake. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and he's there, and he's...
I am enjoying the cake.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am enjoying the cake.
And he's probably being like, families today. There's too many young people, probably, because there's a lot of young people. Pregnancy.
Something.
Name one social issue.
Me?
Yeah. Are you this? Was that you are the social issue?
Me?
Or that you have to, you have to name it.
I am the social issue.
Yeah.
It is me.
No, that's fair. That's a national social issue.
Yeah, me.
Like, yep. So you exist.
Mary Berry wins that fight, right? She,
I think she's kind of like a Yakuza boss.
Yeah, but like she sits him down, she gives him cake, and then...
He eats it till he's sleepy, and then a bunch of people run in with like cleavers and
just cut the fuck out of
hack him to death.
Ask us 5 questions, they'll be about anything, we will answer them. What's the most expensive thing you have shoplifted?
Plum.
I've never shoplifted.
Have you not?
No. I was actually having this conversation from a little while ago.
I'm
a liar and a cheat, but I'm not a thief. Like,
I'm a big thief.
It's because you stole a plum.
I'm trying to think. I think a plum is the most expensive thing I've ever shoplifted.
I don't think I've ever shoplifted because, like, I kind of didn't want to take. I'm too conscious of, like, I don't want to. If you steal like an apple from like a grocer's, from a greengrocer's, like, That's like a businessman who's worked hard to establish his shop.
Mine, I want to defend. My plum was from a supermarket.
Oh no,
so-
I was literally about to say it's different if it's a big chain, I guess. Like,
Okay. Hey, you don't make the Punisher will kill us both. Okay, for that kind of talk.
you don't need, you shut your whole mouth.
Yeah, do you remember when Smileys were a big thing, like the bouncy balls and the stretchy men and Smileys?
Yeah.
I stole a bunch of Smileys from our local retailing toy store.
Oh, you stole from the toy shop
The
in our
toy sh-
hometown.
yeah, I did,
Fuck,
yeah.
you're an evil person. You're going to hell.
I think there's something else I've shoplifted. The Smileys, the
I
plum.
once accidentally stole a 12 because I put it in my pocket because I couldn't carry it with everything else.
Ah, shit.
And then I went back and paid for it. I've got to pee. How you doing? Because I'm very drunk.
I'm fucking wasted. We're getting in your paddling pool, right? But I think, yeah, a plum is the most kind of like expensive like thing that I was thinking about because I've just been on a long walk with my friends and I needed the hydration and nourishment.
So you chose a plum?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Put it in my pocket, walked out. I devoured that plum.
What really makes you mad?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
Shit, you go first. I have to think about what makes me. What I need to pinpoint.
You know
the.
You know what really makes me mad?
Okay.
What will take me from 1 to 11 instantly?
Yeah.
Listening to an absolute banger on a CD,
Mm-hmm.
and the CD's scratched and it skips.
I feel like this is very.
Dancing in the moon, and then everybody, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
I feel like this is mainly just a you problem because who's still listening to CDs these days? I feel like this is kind of you. Like this is like maybe you should just go digital, man.
Right. Well, you know, there's certain things that you had, like there's certain CDs you had that you made as a kid that you burnt when we were 15.
Yeah, and
that
then
have sick playlists on
I
them.
found them online and I just
Yeah, but you haven't got round to making that CD
I
into
got
a playlist.
round to it. Yeah, I
You
did.
got round to it.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be nice having all that spare time.
Well, yeah.
Fuck you, Nathan.
What really makes me mad?
Yeah.
I guess buses.
Buses.
I can't drive, right?
You hate buses.
And this is something we were talking about the other day.
Yeah. How easy it is when you can
We
drive.
live in an area of the UK where, like, the bus system is very monopolized.
I get, yeah, because we live outside
Monopolised?
because we live outside of a big city. There's only one bus service.
Yeah, and they basically every time there's a price hike, they also kind of cut the service as well, so you just pay more for less.
Yeah.
And I get really angry that people like it happens all over the world. Like, don't get me
You get
wrong.
angry
Like,
on the bus.
I get angry because it affects me. Because
British problems, mate.
Yeah, and guess what? Like, I'm a kind of selfish dude, and like, I get angry because there's this one thing that affects me. But yeah, like, I get angry when companies or governments push more for less, like more money for less outcome, kind of thing. I also get angry at microtransactions, but that's a whole episode in itself.
Yeah, micros.
so
I'm saving that one. Okay,
you're gonna get me fucked up on what, like absinthe?
Yeah,
And then just
probably.
fucking let me loose. I'll bite you.
What are your? I'll bite you.
I'll bite you.
I'll bite your face, cunt.
We have to do a shot.
What are your favourite drunk stories? Oh god.
What's your drunkest?
My favourite drunken story?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna be sick.
You're a big boy.
Okay. Full disclosure. I just threw up.
He threw up. He threw up.
I was first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This whole podcast has been
Yeah.
one big bet.
It's one
Who's
big
gonna
bet.
throw up first?
Podcast off. We're never recording again.
Off.
I
win.
threw up hard, man.
Yeah.
Those cheese and beans came back like with a vengeance.
That's why I only ate a sausage roll.
Yeah. But okay.
All right, one of the best drunken stories maybe I have. Christ, I've forgotten it.
Dude, you literally had 10 minutes to think about this whilst I've been being sick.
Yeah.
Question 4.
Yeah.
What are your spirit animals?
Jackal.
Fire-breathing unicorn.
Nah, it's not that. It's not.
What's your spirit animal? What is your spirit animal?
Like a stag, probably.
What's that, gay?
Yeah. Stag night.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Hey.
Who?
I remembered my
Oh, you want to go back?
Yeah, I want to go back.
What's
to
your
the
favourite
best
drunken story?
drunken story? So basically,
I'm going to have to edit the fuck out of this.
Yeah, this is a high edit episode.
What's your favourite drunken story?
So basically, I was like,
You forgot it again.
yep. I think the best drunken story, and we may have told this before, is the time I came to see you in Leeds, right? We went over to your friends' houses where we played Drink Before You Think, which I've never played in my life since.
Drink whilst you think.
Drink whilst you think.
Yeah.
We went out to a Jimmy Eat World concert, right?
Jimmy Eat World!
Fuck you. Jimmy... Fucking... What is the band?
Jimmy Eat World.
Oh, shit. We went out to a Jimmy Eat World concert, right? And then after that, we went to a bar that serves the most alcoholic Long Island's.
Yes, mango iced teas.
Yeah, mango.
So
and
they're Long
me
Island,
and you,
they're Long Island iced teas with mango juice, so they're super downable.
me and you, we drank that shit up, and we went out, and we were out with 3 other ladies, I think it was.
Lady. Oh, and they all threw up. Is this what you're going to say?
Every one of the ladies threw up.
So we were dancing in I remember we ordered loads of tequila shots.
Yep.
And one of the ladies threw up at the bar when we did the...
Yeah.
So then we went off to dance, and another
One
one
of them
threw
threw up
up
on the dance floor.
And then we were like, everyone's throwing up, we should leave. And as we came out of the entrance, the third lady was throwing up in the alleyway.
Yeah. And that was a great night.
That was a great night.
That was a great night.
All right, second to last question, sorry. Who'd be the person you'd punch as soon as they walked in the room?
You.
Oh, come on, give a slightly more interesting answer than that. Because, I mean, also I would punch you, but...
Banksy.
Really? You got a thing against Banksy?
No. How am I supposed to know who he is?
I don't even know.
Yeah. Fuck him. He's in... Are you Banksy? Bang.
Bang.
That's how it goes.
Nate does just tend to wander around town punching people. Because...
Oh, shit. Banksy.
Bang.
Yeah.
All right. Name a character of fiction. Tell us what scenario you'd like to see them in. We'll tell how it would go. Harry Potter in RuPaul's Drag Race.
Harry Potter would just use a bunch of spells to give himself the most glamorous outfits.
And he would just like make everyone else's like clothes fall off and their chicken fillets fall out.
I feel like
stuff.
Chicken fillets. Jesus Christ.
Is that? I'm sorry if that's an offensive term.
No, it just makes me really hungry for
I could eat
chicken fillets. I feel like Harry never mastered anything other than Expelliarmus. So Expelliarmus.
All right, here's the deal. Harry shows up.
Here's the deal. Here's a fucking deal. Harry shows
up. He fucking Expelliarmuses everyone. What's the one where the fucking light thing gets Dementors away?
Expelliarmus.
That's still Expelliarmus. But yeah, he Expelliarmuses the fucking his stag, because his dad was a stag and he's a stag, or his mum was a stag.
He's a fucking lad.
So, lad stag.
Lad stag.
Lad stag. He does the stag thing. That's like his performance. Everyone loves it. Game over. Harry wins.
Harry wins and the Philosopher's Stone.
All right.
I'm crazy wasted.
I'm crazy. This is the drunkest I think we've ever been. Let's fucking end this shit, yeah?
Please kill me.
All right, sweet. So thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
We are the Small Town Drunks. I'm Mike.
I'm Nath.
We really appreciate listening. If you want to get in contact, we'd love to hear from you.
We would.
We're on Twitter at STDrunks.
Yep.
Is us.
You can Facebook us at Small Town Drunks.
There's a YouTube channel, which is Small Town Drunks on YouTube.
And if you want to contact us for like the questionnaire, or just to tell us stuff, or just to shout at us, it's smalltowndrunks@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think that's, if you want to get in contact, that's the best way. The Small Town Drunks Gmail account is.
And we want you to share us with your friends.
Yeah, tell your
please.
Friends. In whatever medium you're listening to us on.
We're both trapped in dead-end jobs, and we just like you to make us famous. So
give us a rating or review.
Anywhere between 9 and 10. That'd be great.
That'd be great. Also, I want to say thanks to Hooch for the artwork.
I'd like to say thanks to Hooch for the Punisher.
Thanks to Mr. G for the theme tune.
And the Punisher.
Awesome. That's about it, man. I'm done. What you got?
Mike threw up on this episode.
I did throw up on this episode.
And no one should ever forgive him for that.
Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate it.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Fuck you.